Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, hump day. Woo, woo, November 16th. This is a quick video here this morning as
China Central Bank said
as we start to move into the session very tepidly, I think I would say. Very cautious. I'm going to call it flat-ish. Yesterday, the NASDAQ led, and if we hadn't had that Russian news sweep through the middle of the day, which real quick on that, we saw all kinds of news headlines, and when they come out like that, they're very shifting. I don't want to say shifty, but they're shifting. And as it rolled out, who the news was coming from, what they thought happened. As of right now, they believe that it was an errant missile, actually from Ukraine, or maybe part of it. So we'll just continue to watch that. But it looks like that particular part of the geopolitical news is slower. Now, Russia did step up their attacks yesterday, and we saw a lot of that kind of hit oil. In fact, when that news came out of potentially Russia striking into Poland, we really saw oil take a big jump. So, okay, so we've got that going on. Other political things to watch. We have President Biden is over in the G20. Didn't really see a lot come out from that. And then we have former President Trump announcing he's going to run again. So we have that. Um, so, okay, so let's take all of that, set it aside, because we do see some movement off of certain aspects of that. Funny, the Dow just turned green just a little bit here by a couple points. But we need to pay attention to what, is really driving our markets. We can get these sweeps in the markets, and here's what it looked like yesterday, right? So we were going along fine, and then whoosh. But as I pointed out yesterday, I drew in this channel. This was kind of the channel that we were in anyway. And then we ended up just following that channel. So those are things to think about. Drawing fib lines, we actually did almost a complete 100% retracement from the dip, but we were lower because we were following the overall trend as the news worked its way through the markets. Okay, we got the PPI reading yesterday and started out, had a nice little bump. And I think the reason we didn't really rally off of it is because it was kind of what the market was expecting already. They kind of cooked some of that in already. And we have mortgage rates came out this morning, kind of a mixed picture on those. We'll have retail sales here today before the we'll have retail sales, import, export, and industrial production all coming out this morning. Business inventories, that's kind of a big one. So a lot of stuff kind of coming through the market and showing a softening in a lot of areas. And that is what the market's looking for, to have the Fed maybe slow down, or a lower rate hike. I hate to say pause because I don't think we're there yet, but all of these things are what I'm kind of watching for in the Fed speak. We had Fed George come out and say, nope, we have to keep going, but then you'll hear someone else say something. That's the thing. They all come out. They all have their opinions. They are completely entitled to their opinions. I think when you're in that kind of position, though, you're really toying with what's going on in the market. So that's just my opinion on that. Okay, take a look here. FTX fallout is not done. And the ripple effect is really yet to be felt everywhere. Where are all these coins touching? Where was all this money coming from? Of course, it evaporated overnight. So Bitcoin actually holding in okay. I think waiting to see. Remember, not all coins are the same. They are not the same. And I don't know where you stand on crypto. I suppose it doesn't really matter, but people were willing to pay for it. The only reason things have value is because somebody else wants them, and you can barter, you can trade for them, right? You pay for them. And what that looks like maybe going forward may be a more digital currency. We know that some banks are looking at digital currency. And it's kind of crazy because so much of our currency is transmitted digitally. So, but anyway, whole nother discussion. Wow, this is my tangent day, I suppose. But anyway, this is what it looks like here in Bitcoin. Energy, pretty quiet here this morning. We had a nice run up yesterday, but I still like this for a long. We're holding on to the 50 pretty nicely now. And here's our ES futures. We are, we're a little bit green now. We kind of gone back and forth here, but nice little flag. Yeah, I guess more of a pennant kind of sending in here on the ES. Okay, so I gotta adjust my chair because I just fell down. Jeez, guess this is why I normally stand. All right. Anyway, on this look here, we are also hitting a fib line. We got some pretty decent resistance coming up. Here, and these are all things that we need to watch for on the ES. I think if we can break through this, our next test really will be the 200. We are still, when you look at it, it looks like, oh, hey, we're doing something. We're not in a bear market. We are in a bear market. Until we break this trend line, right, we are still in a bear market. Bear market rallies, we could come all the way up to this trend line and fail again, right? This could be like the Christmas tree lights that you hang on your house. Well, if you do the little swoopy thing. Right? And we could keep doing this. We do not yet know. And we need a better trend. I think a lot of that will depend on what's coming up. We have CPI will be next month. So a couple things. We have CPI, I think, on the 2nd, rate decision on the 3rd. No, that can't be right. I forget. I'm sorry. I can't remember the dates. But we'll have CPI right before... so 5th, maybe 6th, 7th, anywhere, somewhere in there. We also have, so we have CPI, then the Fed will come out the very next day. So that CPI reading, I think, will be incredibly important. And then we also have OPEC, and that's why I lean on energy. OPEC will be meeting on December 4th, because that's a Sunday. And, yep, yeah, that's right. So that's on a Sunday. And on the 5th is when the Russian oil is due to be turned off, right? Europe says that they're not going to take it. We'll see if that actually follows through, so look for some move off of that. But I think as that comes in, we may see even further of a squeeze there in oil. Okay, but for names for today, Target reported this morning, and they are down. But watch, we saw Home Depot do this, where they were smacked down and then they moved right back up. So watch for that. Watch for follow through on Walmart after yesterday. They reported a very different reaction. They moved on up. Lowe's reported this morning. It's on the move after putting in a nice little flag. They saw some really good trends in their shoppers. So they were able to do pretty well. So keep an eye on Lowe's. All of these look great. Netflix continues to look good. I really like this one. Didn't get into the bid, and it's sitting right here inside of this this candle, right inside the body of this candle here this morning. I still like this. I still like IBM. This is the one I got into yesterday. Wow, what a big round trip. That's actually, that engulfs the previous day's action. Still like this for some strength here, so I'm going to watch and continue to watch it. Apple actually turned around and gave us a pretty decent day. It had this inside well, not quite an inside candle here. It moved up, and what I like about this, even though this is a closed window, it did close above the previous day's action and this previous high here. So this is, as it gets closer to this point of control and 200 average, you know, you're really going to start to hit smack its head on it. And eventually we'll poke enough holes in that ceiling that we will go through it. Okay, so those are some things that I'm looking for today. I'm not setting up any specific trades. I want to see how the day kind of plays out. And then remember, we do have plenty of Fed speakers. I post it every morning in the Discord channel who the Fed speakers are. We have John Williams, Michael Barr, and Chris Waller all during the market session. Yeah, maybe they should just do that and say, okay, we're not going to do it during market session. I would be okay with that. Okay, that is it for me here this morning. If you have any questions, reach out. Heather C. at givingtreetrading.com, and I hope to trade with you someday.